Hello, everybody. How are you guys? I hope you guys are good. Hope you are having a fantastic day or night, no matter where you are. All right, so for those of you that do not know, Kiely Rodni was a 16-year-old girl who was reported missing on the morning of August 6th, 2022. After attending a party, she vanished. Her and her car were gone. On August 21st of 2022, her car was pulled out of Prosser Creek Reservoir with remains in the back, in the hatchback of the vehicle. Okay. Her case went viral. It went online. It went crazy. Everybody and their mama was talking about this case because it garnered so much attention because there was so much craziness to the whole thing. So online sleuths everywhere started taking to the internet with their theories, their thoughts, their opinions. Okay. One of those people that did that and joined in was Ryan Upchurch. Now, that he had gone too far, too over the top, said some things that he shouldn't have said. And so they decided, Kiely's dad, Daniel Rodni, and Kiely's grandfather, David Robertson, decided to form a civil suit against Ryan for defamation. I absolutely 100% unequivocally do not believe it was an accident, but that's just my opinion. But anyways, so it's a civil suit against Upchurch. Now, he had to do a deposition. That deposition was released a few days ago. I have not seen it. I have not watched it. And I figured we would all watch it together and go over it. Yes, I do not 100% do not think that it was an accident by any means. I mean, if you guys remember, I don't know if you guys followed it, if you followed me then, but there was so much going on in that case. There was so many, I mean, it was craziness. Now, I'm just wanted to pull up a couple things. So those of you that are watching that have no idea, didn't follow the case back then, these are just some of the reasons why things went so crazy, why there were so many people with so many different kinds of theories, because it just seemed like there was so much light shed in that case. Like there was so much truth that came out, so much different things that come out during that. Jump into the deposition. This freaking internet is dog water. I'm sorry. Bear with me. Like, for example, this picture right here. Was posted. Now, this was posted. This was to my Instagram, but this photo was posted by an Evelyn Tebb talking to Kiely, which was Kiely's friend. It says sleepy underneath. Now it's cut right here, but there is a full picture. Now it's supposedly Kiely asleep in the back of a car. Okay. But it's what she wrote. The story is that Kiely got into her car after the party or at sometime during the party, got into her car and drove into the lake. Yep. Just drove into the lake. They think she was drunk and drove into the reservoir. That's the story. It was labeled an accident, and that's that. But because of everything that went on and everything that came out and all the light that was shed during people searching and digging and researching, there's a lot of people that have come to the conclusion that this was not an accident. She did not drive herself into that reservoir. And it didn't happen that way, in my opinion, allegedly. But for those of you that don't know, I just kind of want to show you before we jump into this. I just am doing this for a reference so people can try to understand why there were so many people that didn't believe the narrative, why there were so many people that just don't believe this was an accident, right? So first of all, it's very odd that this statement that I'm going to read was posted with this picture of her supposedly asleep, passed out in the back of a vehicle, right? Now, this is what she says. I'm so sorry, Kiely. I wasn't there when you needed me. I miss you so effing much. You were a better friend than I could have ever deserved. But despite that, you were there for me when no one else was. And you saved me. Listening to music in the car, going climbing, or doing whatever else with you were my best days. The days that I always looked forward to the most. And the days I will dream about now. I hope you are resting easy, surrounded by all the love you have from your friends and family. You're an absolute treasure, Kiely Rodni, and I will never stop thinking about you and loving you. I'm sorry for letting you down. I will never forgive myself. My soul is forever with yours. Now, just looking at the first sentence, the way this starts with that picture above saying, I'm so sorry, Kiely. I wasn't there when you needed me. And ending it with, I'm sorry for letting you down. I will never forgive myself. Just one thing, right? There's just a lot of reasons why people were very suspicious of everything. Well, there was, because Ryan did do a deposition of it. Let's move over to this one. Okay. Now, this was posted August 7th, 2022. All right. On the Find Kiely Rodni website. Now, again, there was a lot going on in this case, and there was a lot about the way things were said, the way things were worded, the way things came out, the way people acted, the behaviors of the other friends and family. There was just a lot of different things that made people raise an eyebrow, you know? And when you got further into it, when you learned, the more you were like, okay, something is very, very wrong here, right? Now, again, this is all just my opinions based off my knowledge of the case and my research that I have done myself, right? These are just my opinions. But then this was posted. So again, this was a day later, 1 day later. Can everyone just come and support tonight? Support our teens and our community through this time tonight. Please show up now, or I'm sorry, please show up even now if you weren't involved. This is critical, and we are going to need everyone here tonight. Please don't be scared. It's understandable to fear your parents and what they will think. It's okay to feel scared and protect yourself, but please don't risk her life tonight. This isn't a joke if she lives. We've been through enough this year. Let's not let anything go further. Now, people that have been into the case and digging in and seeing everything and learning everything that's come out about everybody involved, or not involved, but therefore mentioned in the case. This reads very awkward, very odd, right? Now, I'm not going to get into all the theories and everything like that. I'm just showing so people understand that maybe didn't know about this back then. There is a reason why people went and said the things that they said investigating this case. There is a reason why people's theories were out there in the first place. That's all I'm saying. Now, I do not agree with the one thing I am 100% in agreement with is that it is not at all what it seems. Okay, moving on. Um, do this real quick. Tally in my head. Okay. Hello, everybody coming in. Thank you guys so much for being here. I appreciate it. Okay. Now, another thing that I did want to bring up because I think it's very important is that so this was during the search. They had a search set up, and people in the community, people from all over wanted to come and help search. And this still to this day, I think about this and I'm like, it still makes absolutely no sense why they said what they said for this reason. So this was a list there. Now it says, keep list of all of your movements, start, stop, highway, neighborhood trails. Report to Sammy if any sign is found. Now, those of you who don't know, Sammy was this girl who was all over talking, giving interviews, saying she was one of Kiely's best friends, blah, blah, blah. She was with her that night. But this is a big case, right? This is a missing girl in the Truckee, California area. I mean, they had cops there. They had FBI up. Yet this sign says, if any sign is found, report to Sammy with her phone number. And that's another thing what people were like, wait a minute. Why is Sammy being notified of anything that's found and it not being notified to an officer? Why is Sammy up there talking and giving out assignments to people during this search when there's officers there? Like the whole thing was weird. Like people who went there and searched were reporting that they were told that if anything was found, they had these tables set up and they were supposed to bring anything they found to the tables. Now, it wasn't cops, forensic people, detectives, investigators. Those aren't the people at the table collecting the evidence. The people at the table collecting the evidence were the teenagers that were like running the show. So like, wait, why is this? There's like almost so much wrong with this case that it could be a movie. You know what I'm saying? And we said that how many times investigating this thing? We were like, dude, this is like a freaking made for Netflix movie because it was so crazy. Like you just couldn't understand the things that were happening. Like, it was totally bizarre. Okay, moving on. But that's just oh, no, not moving on. Wait a second. And I forgot. I totally didn't even get past that because that's so crazy. At this point, Kiely and her car were both gone, missing. Nobody had seen Kiely, nobody had seen her car. But yet, somehow, they knew that Kiely's keychain, they were looking for her keychain. But you know, I'm sorry, this is one of those things that it's like, well, wait a minute, how do you know if Kiely and her car are gone? Why are you assuming that her car, that she doesn't have her keychain with her, right? And if they don't have the keychain because they're somebody's on the lookout for the keychain, then there must be a reason that they knew she didn't have the keychain with her. It's so bizarre. You guys see what I'm saying? So it's understandable why there were so many theories and people questioning people. It's common sense. Like, people were like, wait a minute, there's none of this shit is adding up. It's crazy. Okay. Now, let me get out of there. Okay, let me read a little bit of this. So these are people that searched for, went up there and were searching for Kiely, searching for any sign of her. Whatever volunteers were finding while hiking, we didn't hear of anything relevant on the app the family and friends created, which was actually very cool. But there was hardly any police ever present, and high school kids were running the booths they had for her, where people were checking in and anything they found was dropped there. Crazy. Police weren't even present at the booths. They were holding for her at town events. Nothing. Oh, it's written weird. It was just high school kids on microphones organizing shit. I've never seen anything like it. The high school kids were collecting whatever people found out hiking and searching. Volunteers just had to go talk to these kids. I mean, like, people literally could not believe it. Let's see. Okay. This response was why we felt like we were being turned down. We kept going in and we had ATVs and equipment. Ellie did not update on what was most recently checked, guidance, where they'd prefer us to go through. They literally told us to go to the volunteer booth at the rec center and get the app. Teenage girls were running this volunteer check-in for the volunteers searching. It was kind of like a WTF thing we all felt. The last week leading up to them finding her, we only saw divers, and they weren't in marked vehicles or marked gear, but were legit divers, and they were on the opposite side of the beach, across from where she was at. It's craziness, though. Now listen to this. We and the independent volunteer organizations throughout Truckee, these organizations are retired professionals in search and rescue, wildlife, military, etc. Very, very popular in mountain towns. We're asked to assist early on, but after a few days, we're smit. And from what my supervisor told us, we were basically turned away. So no longer working hand in hand with Ellie, we organized on our own and went up daily and reported everything back to Ellie at the end of our day. Anyone could go up and do whatever they wanted. The area was never closed off. It just was odd. This search was still going on, but your neighbor's search and rescue and your local retired pilots, drivers, etc., were being kind of turned away. Like, there was just so many things. But we're going to get into this deposition. All right. Give me 1 second. Hold on 1 second, guys. This is taking forever. Okay. I just got to pull this up. I'm sorry. Hold on. I mean, were you guys here for that? But I still think about it all the time. I just don't ever think justice was done. Because, again, opinion that you guys got snow where you are. Ugh, snow is ridiculous here. All right. Okay. Here we go. Okay. Let's watch this. I'm over a winter already. I am over it, and I am ready for. I am missing summer. Let's check it out. Let's see how it went. Because I'm curious. Nope, never was. Never was.
When she, I'm not sure.
Okay, I don't know what in the world just happened. We gotta go back. Okay. For some reason I lost you guys. You guys all still hear me? Can you hear me? Sorry. Okay, perfect. But I'm sorry. Okay. Zanime posted that link a year later in Tennessee. You can't sue after 6 months in California. You can't sue after a year. All right.
What was your? I mean, like your perspective or opinion, or
The reason I say physically is it. Right. Sorry. Well, I say that because I didn't really get to see this. They had him like blocked out.
I mean, you some.
They had him like edited out.
Okay.
You couldn't really like see. It was really. I don't know what that.
You had some suspicions, he said. You had some suspicions of this character. Yeah, had some suspicions. Hey, Kristen, glad you could make it. Like, yeah, I had reason to have all these damn suspicions. Guy. Just saying. I'm not saying I agree with everything.